And if we look at what took place to take this to the next level, is we were inspired by each other. We are all co-creating this experience. And just to give you a little background about myself, when I first started teaching yoga, I walked into a class. I had an afro at the time, so I look a little different. And the lady looked me up and down, and she walked out. And eventually she came back and she apologized. And she said, "I'm sorry, I judged you for the way that you look. I never seen anyone look like you, and I apologize for that." And I could have held on to the way that she showed up in the world, but I reassigned that and I turned it into something positive, and I gave her a hug and I said, "You know what, you have a story too. And I don't know what that story is, so we can't judge people from where they come from, even if they disagree with what we have to say. And oftentimes we have to do a better job listening if we really seek understanding." And with our organization, what we do is we go into places like Walmart and we practice yoga classes right inside of Walmart. A lot of people hate Walmart. "Why are you guys in Walmart?" "We hate Walmart." "Well, what are you doing to change that?" And they say nothing. "Well, why are you being critical of people who are trying to do something positive?" And then they retract their statements. You say, "You know what, I'm right. We're going to show up and support that." So what we need to do is do a better job listening to what other people have to say. In addition to that, somebody asked me, "How is it that you guys work with people who are addicts, people who are ex-gang members? How is it?" Because we take the time to listen, because we value what people have to say. Because we all know that the hardest thing to get rid of is what? Been saying it all weekend. What is it? The hardest thing to get rid of is an idea well planted. So if we don't plant new seeds and new ideas, we're going to continue to perpetuate the problems that we do not want in life. So we have to plant new seeds in each other every day. So they say, how is it that you can impact all of these people? Because we plant new seeds. So when we work with people who are addicts, we teach them about reassigning energy. And who knows anything about the reassigning energy? What number do we work with? 9. Why? So she talked about it a little bit. I know somebody said, "Can you explain a little bit more? You want to go over it one more time?" Yes? All right.
Yes.
So as a group, here we go. If you weren't here, we'll do it as a group. So the degrees of a circle is what?
360.
How many minutes are in a day?
140.
All right, so what's the most harmonious hertz that the human ear hears?
Curveball.
Yeah, curveball. Set you up. What is that? So what do you meditate to typically? What is it based off of? 432? He's smiling. Now do the math. 432. All right, so we're going to say the circumference of a circle is what? And then half of that is what?
180.
And then go down from there, you get what?
90.
And then you get what after that? So you said 360, then you said 180, then you said 90, then you said 45, and then you said 2.5, and then you said 3 plus 6 plus 0 is what?
9.
All right, and then you said 180, then you said 1 plus 8 plus 0 is what?
9.
And then you said 90, and you said 9 plus 0 is what?
9.
And then you said 45 and 2.5. And then you said, what's 9 times 2?
18. 8 plus 1.
Oh, 18. And then 1 plus 8 is what?
9.
And 9 times 3 is what? And 2 plus 7 is what?
9.
So what's the number of completion?
9.
And the Malabees have what? 108. 108 is what?
9.
And the ticket sale is what?
108. 9 bucks.
So what we talk about is reassigning energy, because our thoughts work in the same capacity as the 9. The moment you have one negative thought, it turns into 2, 2 turns into 4, 4 turns into 8, and it continues to keep going and going and going and going and going. And that's why research is telling us we have 20 to 50,000 thoughts a day, and 70% of those thoughts in common people are negative. So what is it that we're doing to plant new seeds within ourselves? So we work with people who are addicts, we work with people who have been ex-gang members, or people just living life going through certain things, and we teach them how to process information differently, and that's where the change happens. So it's not like we did any kind of miracle thing. We just told them something that they may never heard before, and we show up and we have the ability to communicate with them effectively, and by doing that, we listen. And what I have done is I listened to all the beautiful things that have been shared here today. I heard some powerful testimonies. And I feel like maybe shouldn't be me, because I think you guys should be speaking about your experience, because what you had to offer is so valuable and it's so powerful. And that comes from what you guys and you ladies created. And if we can give it up for them one more time, please. Because I know how challenging it is. See, there's also some more research, and the research is about teachers. And it says the #1 occupation that people are leaving, in the new research is showing, do you all know that? It's teachers. The ones with the babies, the ones educating our communities, because they don't feel empowered and they feel like their voice isn't valued. And when you guys create something and you say, I'm going to do this for the community, and it comes together, that's a beautiful thing. You are empowering what you want to see by living the way that you want to see the world. So you begin to embody that. And there's a story about a mouse and a lion. And there's this sage. And he sees this mouse and is hiding around all the time. Every time he sees a mouse, it goes to hide. And he's always scared. And the sage says, I'm going to change that sage into a lion. He was talking about himself and he was talking about this mouse simultaneously. So he had to create his identity within what he felt to be fearful. And he'd seen himself as a mouse. And he turned himself into a lion. We're using the principles of the mouse, and the mouse is running around. And he had an idea that now he's a lion, and he was ferocious. He wasn't running, he wasn't afraid, he wasn't scared, because now he embodied the principles and the attributes of this lion. Now the sage is no longer living in a cave, and he's willing to see the world, and he began to embody what he wanted in himself. And every day we have an opportunity to embody something new. So what is it that you want to embody? I want you to whisper that into your neighbor's ear. And I want them to do the same to you right now. What is it that you want to embody, and how are you going to move forward in that? Find a neighbor and whisper that into their ear. And now what we're going to do is find a comfortable seat and allow yourself to lay down.